156 to 403 checkpoints certified PenTesting expert. Web hacking, CCPEW, practice exam. Q1. In web application penetration testing, what is the primary role of a penetration tester? A. To develop production code. B. To identify and exploit vulnerabilities in web applications. C. To manage IT infrastructure. D. To design user interfaces. Answer B. Explanation. A penetration tester focuses on discovering and exploiting vulnerabilities to help secure web applications. Q2. Which of the following best describes a key difference between web and infrastructure penetration testing? A. Web testing only involves hardware vulnerabilities. B. Infrastructure testing focuses on operating systems, while web testing focuses on application logic. C. Both tests are identical in scope. D. Web testing ignores authentication mechanisms. Answer B. Explanation. Infrastructure penetration testing focuses on the underlying systems and networks, whereas web testing targets application logic and web-specific vulnerabilities. Q3. What ethical consideration is most critical before performing any penetration test? A. Testing without notifying anyone. B. Obtaining proper legal authorization and a signed engagement letter. C. Sharing results immediately on social media. D. Avoiding any discussion with management. Answer B. Explanation. Ethical penetration testing requires proper legal authorization and a clear scope, defined in an engagement letter. Q4. Which framework is commonly used to structure web application penetration testing? A. Agile methodology. B. OWASP testing guide. C. Six Sigma. D. ITIL framework. Answer B. Explanation. The OWASP testing guide is a widely adopted framework for structuring web application penetration tests. 1/4. Q5. What does the OWASP Top 10 primarily describe? A. The top 10 programming languages for web development. B. The most common web application security risks. C. A list of hardware vulnerabilities. D. Guidelines for network firewalls. Answer B. Explanation. The OWASP Top 10 identifies and categorizes the most critical security risks to web applications. Q6. In a web context, what is an attack vector? A. A method used to deploy patches. B. The route or method used by an attacker to access a system. C. A type of firewall configuration. D. A programming language syntax. Answer B. Explanation. An attack vector is the path or means by which an attacker can gain access to a computer or network server in order to deliver a payload or malicious outcome. Q7. Which security standard is important for organizations processing payment card data? A. HIPAA. B. PCI DSS. C. GDPR. D. ISO 9001. Answer B. Explanation. PCI DSS, Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, is critical for protecting cardholder data in payment systems. Q8. What is the primary difference between a web server and an application server? A. Web servers serve static content. Application servers run business logic. B. They're exactly the same. C. Application servers serve static content. D. Web servers cannot use SSL. Answer A. Explanation. Web servers primarily deliver static content, while application servers execute business logic and dynamic content generation. Q9. Which server is most likely to be used for hosting web applications? A. Apache. B. MySQL. C. PostgreSQL. D. Oracle database. Answer A. Explanation. Apache is a popular web server commonly used to host web applications. 2/4. Q10. What vulnerability is primarily associated with SQL injection? A. Unvalidated input in SQL queries. B. Improper session management. C. Broken access controls. D. Incorrect use of HTTPS. Answer A. Explanation. SQL injection exploits vulnerabilities where user input is improperly validated, allowing malicious SQL commands to be executed. Q11. In web application architecture, what is the role of HTML? A. To handle database queries. B. To structure and display web content. C. To provide server-side logic. D. To enforce network security. Answer B. Explanation. HTML, hypertext markup language, is used to structure and display content on the web. Q12. Why is secure coding important in web application development? A. It improves website aesthetics. B. It minimizes vulnerabilities by incorporating security into each development stage. C. It speeds up internet connections. D. It simplifies network routing. Answer B. Explanation. Secure coding practices help prevent vulnerabilities by integrating security measures throughout the software development lifecycle. Q13. What is the primary goal of information gathering in web application penetration testing? A. To design the application. B. To map the attack surface and discover potential entry points. C. To deploy the application on the cloud. D. To create network diagrams only. Answer B. Explanation. Information gathering aims to map the attack surface and identify potential vulnerabilities and entry points in the application. Q14. Which tool is widely used for crawling and mapping web applications? A. Photoshop. B. Burp Suite. C. Microsoft Word. D. Excel. Answer B. Explanation. Burp Suite is a popular tool that includes a web crawler for mapping web application structures and vulnerabilities. 3/4. Q15. What distinguishes active reconnaissance from passive reconnaissance? A. Active reconnaissance does not interact with the target. B. Passive reconnaissance relies on information already available publicly without direct contact. C. Active reconnaissance uses only automated tools. D. There is no difference. Answer B. Explanation. Active reconnaissance involves direct interaction with the target system, whereas passive reconnaissance gathers publicly available information without direct contact. Q16. What type of vulnerability is cross-site scripting XSS? A. An authentication bypass. B. A client-side code injection vulnerability. C. A server hardware issue. D. A network protocol error. Answer B. Explanation. XSS is a vulnerability where an attacker injects malicious scripts into content that is later delivered to other users, exploiting client-side code execution. Q17. Which XSS variant involves the malicious script being permanently stored on the target server? A. Reflected XSS. B. Stored XSS. C. DOM-based XSS. D. Self-XSS. Answer B. Explanation. Stored XSS occurs when a malicious script is stored on the target server, such as in a database and delivered to users. Q18. What is the main risk of a SQL injection attack? A. Unauthorized access to sensitive data. B. Physical damage to the hardware. C. Loss of website design. D. Degradation of internet speed. Answer A. Explanation. SQL injection primarily risks unauthorized access, modification, or deletion of sensitive data read in databases. Q19. Which SQL injection technique relies on retrieving error messages from the database? A. Blind SQL injection. B. Time-based SQL injection. C. Error-based SQL injection. D. Union-based SQL injection. Answer C. Explanation. Error-based SQL injection uses database error messages to infer information about the database structure. Powered by TCPEW, www.tcpdf.org/4.